Well, good afternoon once again, everyone. Out of the box breaks. Here comes the big boy. The double case team buy on Series 1 release day. Thanks, Joe. Healthy as a horse, yeah. All right, so bear with me, guys, with my voice, but we'll get through this. So double case team buy. I'll quickly run through the team assignments, and then we'll break. You know what? I'll do what Terry said. You guys can see your team assignments. For 17,905, save my voice. Alright, good luck. Here we go. "24 boxes, Series 1. Alright, good luck, everyone. Here we go. Box 1. The double case. Team buy. Alright, good luck, everybody. We start with a sizzle reel speckled Carlson for the Ducks. Draisaitl canvas for the Oilers. Cup Quest DeBrincat Detroit. Encore Boone Jenner Columbus. Compadres Eichel and Stone for Vegas. Oh, that'd be awesome. Nicholas Coco Young Guns Seattle. Outburst Silver, Tom Wilson for the Capitals. Sizzle Reel, Cam Fowler for the Blues. Portrait Matt Zuccarello, Minnesota. Ekholm Canvas for the Oilers. Dalibor Dvorsky, Young Guns for the Blues. Cup Quest of Kaprizov, Minnesota. Encore Wyatt Johnston, Dallas. Composition Speckled Hughes for Vancouver. Compadres Laine and Slavkovsky, Montreal. Sizzle Reel Dakota Joshua, Vancouver. Nikita Tolopilo, Young Guns for the Canucks. Ovechkin Portrait for the Capitals. Eriksson Ek Canvas, Minnesota. Tim Washi, Young Guns for the Ducks. Dalibor Dvorsky, portrait for the Blues. Carter Mazur, black and white Young Guns canvas, Detroit. William Carlson, Encore, Vegas. Jesper Brett for New Jersey. We got a Systems of Lindgren for the Capitals. Riley Duran, Young Guns for Boston. Compositions, Jack Hughes, New Jersey. Dazzlers Blue, Jonathan Marchessault, Nashville. Kirill Kaprizov, Canvas, Minnesota. Compositions, Suzuki for Montreal. We've got an exclusive, Mikhail Sergachev for Utah. John Carlson, Encore for the Capitals. Sizzle Reel, Leo Carlson for the Ducks. Whoa. Young Guns, Justin Robida, Carolina. Final pack, box 1. Dazzlers Pink, Peter Kochkov, Carolina. Systems, Jacob Markstrom, New Jersey. Goal-oriented, Kucherov for Tampa Bay. Box number 2. Break 17,905. Double case. Compadres, speckled Line Slavkovsky, Montreal. Ovechkin, canvas for the Capitals. Cup Quest, Shesterkin for the Rangers. I'm okay, Terry. I'm okay. Encore, Tage Thompson, Buffalo. Sizzle Reel, Kachuk for Florida. Sam Renzel, Young Gun, Chicago. Henry Thrun, Outburst Silver, San Jose. Systems of Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Portrait, Cale Makar for the Avalanche. Canvas, Barbashev for Vegas. Ryan Leonard, Young Guns for the Capitals. Nazem Kadri, portrait for Calgary. Encore, Brock Faber, Minnesota. Cup Quest, Speckles, Shesterkin for the Rangers. Sizzle Reel, Ovechkin for the Capitals. Systems, Dustal for the Ducks. Young Guns, Matthew Wood, Nashville. Compositions of Toffoli for San Jose. Anders Lee, canvas for the Islanders. Jacob Gauthier, Young Guns for Philly. Goal-oriented, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Sam Morton, Young Guns clear cut for the Flames. Encore Cutter Gauthier for the Ducks. Compadres, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Sizzle Reel, Arturi Lehkonen for the Avalanche. Carson Dorwart, Young Guns for Philly. Compositions, Kopitar, LA. Dazzlers of Draisaitl for the Oilers. Gustafson, canvas, Minnesota. Cup Quest, Connor Bedard, Chicago. Drake Batherson encore for Ottawa. Got a bustle of Jake Gunsel. Tampa Bay. Parker Ford, Young Guns for Winnipeg. Deluxe at a 250, Mark Stone, Vegas. Systems, Ilya Sorokin for the Islanders. William Eklund, Portrait, San Jose. Box 3. We got a bustle speckled. Kane for the Oilers. Chris Tanev, Canvas, Toronto. Portrait, Jonathan Marchessault, Nashville. Encore of Hyman for the Oilers. Owen Tippett for Philly. Got the Young Guns checklist random. Montreal, Chicago. Demidov and Levushnov. Anthony Stolarz, Outburst Silver, Toronto. Systems, Kemper, LA. Composition, Celebrini for the Sharks. Crosby, Canvas, Pittsburgh. Oliver Moore, Young Guns, Chicago. Goal-oriented, McDavid for the Oilers. Encore, Tim Stützle, Ottawa. Goal-oriented, speckled, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Got a bustle of Matt Boldy for Minnesota. Systems, Dustin Wolf, Calgary. Sam Morton, Young Guns for Calgary. Compositions, Erik Karlsson, Pittsburgh. Connor Bedard, Canvas, Chicago. Cam Lund, Young Guns, San Jose. Compositions of Tkachuk for Florida. Encore Blue, Fantilli, Columbus. Encore of Wolf for Calgary. Sizzle Rio, Cole Perfetti for the Jets. Systems, Cam Talbot, Detroit. Carter Mazur, Young Guns, Detroit. Goal-oriented, Raymond for Detroit. Lane Hudson, Dazzlers Blue, Montreal. Jack Hughes, Canvas for the Devils. Cup Quest, Jason Roberts in Dallas. Encore, Erik Karlsson, Pittsburgh. Compadres, Aho Svechnikov, Carolina. Michael Callahan, Young Guns for Boston. Final pack, box 3. Ooh, big hit. Very big hit. Connor McDavid, the bootleg. That is a beauty. Congrats, George. Connor McDavid, bootleg insert. Big hit for the Oilers. Sizzle Rio, McTavish for the Ducks. Portrait of Matthew Wood for Nashville. Stack a base. Good start. It is similar to the dark matter. Like there's parts of it that's that are raised. All right, box 4, break 17905. Got a Jake Neighbors canvas for the Blues. Owen Sillinger, Young Guns, Columbus. Cup Quest, Jared McCann, Seattle. Encore, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver. Eklund Portrait for the Sharks. Sizzle Reel, Sergei Bobrovsky, Florida. Systems, Logan Thompson for the Capitals. Dylan Duke, Young Guns, Tampa. Zach Werenski, Portrait, Columbus. Young Guns canvas, Elias Pettersson, Vancouver. Riley Duran, Young Guns for Boston. Brandon Hagel, Portrait, Tampa Bay. Malkin, Clear Cut, Pittsburgh. Encore, Nico Hischier, New Jersey. Compadres, DeBrincat and Larkin, Detroit. Sizzle Reel, Draisaitl for the Oilers. Young Guns, Jimmy Snuggerud for the Blues. Composition, Veneers, Seattle. Dazzlers Blue, Barkov, Florida. Brendan Montour, Canvas, Seattle. Composition, Forsberg, Nashville. Encore, Gustafson, Minnesota. Lane Hudson, Bustle for Montreal. Donovan Sabrango, Young Guns, Ottawa. Deluxe out of 250. Oscar Sundqvist for the Blues. Systems of Askarov for San Jose. Goal-oriented Cole Caulfield, Montreal. Systems Speckled Wall for Toronto. Canvas Merzlikins, Columbus. Cup Quest of Timo Meier, New Jersey. Josh Morrissey Encore for the Jets. Sizzle Reel, Kent Johnson, Columbus. Nicholas Coco, Young Guns, Seattle. Final pack, box 4. Cider Outburst Silver, Detroit. Systems, Philip Grubauer, Seattle. Dougie Hamilton, Portrait, New Jersey. Box 5. Encore of Cooley for Utah. Composition Speckled Toffoli, San Jose. Sizzle Rio, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Buffalo. Systems of Sados, Nashville. Mark Catcomb, Young Guns for the Islanders. Compositions Dahlin for Buffalo. Canvas Hagel, Tampa Bay. Ozzy Weisblatt, Young Guns for Nashville. Artem Levshunov, Portrait for the Chicago Blackhawks. Young Guns Canvas, Dylan Duke, Tampa Bay. Carson Dorwart, Young Guns for Philly. Goal-oriented Panarin for the Rangers. Encore Blue, Kochkov, Carolina. Ryan Leonard, Encore for the Capitals. Sizzle Reel, Brady Tkachuk, Ottawa. Systems, Joey Decord, Seattle. Dalibor Dvorsky, Young Guns for the Blues. Compositions, Larkin, Detroit. Dazzlers Blue, Kirill Kaprizov, Minnesota. Logan Stankoven, Canvas, Carolina. Cup Quest, Roman Josi, Nashville. Alex DeBrincat, Encore, Detroit. Leo Carlson, Bustle for the Ducks. Yanni Nyman, Young Guns, Seattle. Cup Quest Red, Zach Hyman, out of 199 for the Oilers. Sizzle Reel, Jacob Markstrom, New Jersey. Dylan Holloway Portrait for the Blues. Sizzle Reel, Speckle Tippett for Philly. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins Canvas for the Oilers. Cup Quest, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Lane Hudson Encore for Montreal. Bustle of Alex Tuck, Buffalo. Luca Cagnoni, Young Guns for the Sharks. Connor McDavid, Outburst Silver for the Oilers. Systems, Montembeau, Montreal. Portrait, Mort Seider, Detroit. Box number 6. Got a Bustle Spectrum, Bratt for New Jersey. Blake Coleman, Canvas for Calgary. Compositions, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Encore, Jordan Bennington for the Blues. Bustle, Zach Werenski, Columbus. Joakim Kimmel, Young Guns for Nashville. Give me one moment, guys. Just going to grab a water here before my voice goes. All right. Continuing on, 17905. Radko Gudas Outburst Silver for the Ducks. Compadres McDavid Draisaitl for the Oilers. Goal-oriented Braden Point Tampa Bay. We've got a Brant Clark. Canvas for LA. There's a Young Guns of Ivan Demidov. Our first Demidov in this double case. Cup Quest Kempe LA. Slavkovsky Encore Montreal. Portrait Speckled Draisaitl for the Oilers. Bustle of Brady Tkachuk Ottawa. Systems of Jeremy Swayman Boston. Jakub Skarek Young Guns for the Islanders. Wyatt Johnston Portrait Dallas. Eklund Canvas San Jose. Rodrigo Abols Young Guns for Philly. Cup Quest Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Encore Blue Seth Jones Florida. Mark Stone Encore for Vegas. Kyle Connor Sizzle Reel for the Jets. Systems Aiden Hill Vegas. Jacob Quillen Young Guns Toronto. Brent Clark Portrait LA. Dazzlers Blue Dalibor Dvorsky for the Blues. Jeremy Swayman Canvas for Boston. Goal-oriented Marchenko Columbus. Encore of Evan Bouchard for the Oilers. Compadres Toffoli Celebrini for the Sharks. Mark Catcomb Young Guns for the Islanders. Final pack box 6. Deluxe out of 250 Stefan Neeson, New Jersey. Sizzle Reel Philip Forsberg Nashville. Compositions Robert Thomas for the Blues. Going to move a stack of base. We'll move on to box 7. All right, box 7, break 17905. Keandre Miller Canvas for the Rangers. Olivier Rodrigue Young Guns Edmonton. Cup Quest Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for the Oilers. Encore Dalibor Dvorsky for the Blues. Nazem Kadri Portrait Speckled, Calgary. Sizzle Reel Luke Evangelista, Nashville. Systems of Elvis Merzlikins, Columbus. Matthew Wood Young Guns, Nashville. Austin Matthews Portrait, Toronto. Olin Zellweger Canvas for the Ducks. Ryan Suzuki Young Guns, Carolina. Cup Quest William Eklund for the Sharks. Sam Lafferty Clear Cut Buffalo. Linus Allmark Encore for Ottawa. Bustle of Matthew Nyes Toronto. Systems for Dallas Jake Ottinger. Artem Levushnov Young Guns Chicago. Portrait of Gabe Pato for the Rangers. Dazzlers Blue. Ryan Leonard for the Capitals. Drew Doughty Canvas LA. Goal-oriented Jesper Bratt New Jersey. Encore Victor Edmond, Tampa Bay. Bustle of Mortar, Detroit. Joakim Kimmel, Young Guns, Nashville. Population count 1,000. David Pastrnak, Boston. Sizzle Reel, Evan Bouchard for the Oilers. Compositions, Ovechkin for the Capitals. Compadres, speckled Ovechkin, Wilson for the Capitals. Charlie McAvoy, canvas for Boston. Composition, Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh. Encore, Travis Konechny, Philly. Sizzle Reel, Jared McCann, Seattle. Ville Koivunen and Young Guns, Pittsburgh. Braden Schneider, Outburst Silver for the Rangers. Bustle of Nazem Kadri for the Flames. Goal-oriented, Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh. Box 8. Sizzle Reel, speckled Crosby, Pittsburgh. William Nylander, canvas, Toronto. Goal-oriented, Nylander, Toronto. Encore, Samuel Urson, Philly. Compadres, Hellebuyck Morrissey for the Jets. Young Guns, Nikita Tolopilo, Vancouver. Oliver Moore, Young Guns, Outburst Silver, Chicago. Sizzle Reel, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Compositions, Hudson for Montreal. Sizzle Reel, David Pastrnak, Boston. Young Guns, Skylar Brindamore, Carolina. Goal-oriented, Kachuk, Ottawa. Canvas, Capo Caco, Seattle. Matthew Robertson, Young Guns for the Rangers. Compositions, Marco Rossi, Minnesota. Encore, Clayton Keller, Utah. Cup Quest speckled, Bedard, Chicago. Compadres, Forsberg, Yossi, Nashville. JT Comfort, canvas, Detroit. Jacob Quillen, Young Guns, Toronto. Cup Quest, Chris Kreider for the Rangers. Black and white canvas, Philip Gustafson, Minnesota. Troy Terry, encore for the Ducks. Bustle of Kiefer Sherwood, Vancouver. Systems, Peter Kochkov, Carolina. Ivan Demidov, Young Guns for Montreal. Second one of those. Noah Osland, portrait for Buffalo. Dazzlers Blue, Jack Hughes, New Jersey. Kiefer Sherwood, canvas for the Canucks. Connor Bedard, portrait, Chicago. Encore, Adrian Kempe, LA. Sizzle Reel, Sam Reinhart, Florida. Jacob Melanson, Young Guns for Seattle. Sizzle Reel Red, Mason Marchment, Dallas. Systems of Linus Allmark, Ottawa. Connor McDavid, compositions for the Oilers. Box 9. Josh Norris, canvas for Buffalo. Zane Parekh, Young Guns, Calgary. Cup Quest, Nietzsche's for the Avalanche. Encore Cole Perfetti for the Jets. Compositions, Kopitar L.A. Compadres, Panarin Lafreniere for the Rangers. Sizzle Rio McDavid for the Oilers. Quinn Hudson, Young Guns for the Oilers. Evgeny Malkin Portrait, Pittsburgh. Zane Parekh, Young Guns Canvas for Calgary. Ryan Suzuki, Young Guns Carolina. Cup Quest of Demko, Vancouver. Black and white canvas for the Islanders, Anders Lee. Leon Draisaitl, encore for the Oilers. Bustle of Logan Stankoven, Carolina. Systems for Florida, Bobrovsky. Dominic Sheen, Young Guns Detroit. Line A Portrait for Montreal. Dazzlers Blue, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Roman Josi Canvas, Nashville. Goal-oriented Ovechkin for the Capitals. Encore Barbashev, Vegas. Sizzle Reel, Cale Makar for the Avalanche. Ethan Frank, Young Guns for the Capitals. Population count 1,000. Matt Zuccarello, Minnesota. Systems of Thatcher Demko, Vancouver. Compositions, Makar for the Avalanche. Systems Speckled, Vasilevsky, Tampa Bay. Dougie Hamilton, Canvas, New Jersey. Compositions, Jake Gunsel for Tampa. Encore Matty Beniers, Seattle. Compadres, Kucherov, Hedman, Tampa. Olivier Rodrigue, Young Guns for the Oilers. Final pack, box 9. Lucas Reichel, Outburst Silver, Chicago. Sizzle Rio, Luke Hughes, New Jersey. Goal-oriented Steven Stamkos for Nashville. Just going to move some more base, guys, and we'll move on to box 10. All right, box number 10, break 17,905. The double case team buy. Tage Thompson, Canvas, Buffalo. Noah Ostlund, Young Guns, Buffalo. Compositions of Hughes for the Canucks. William Eklund, encore for San Jose. Portraits, Cale Makar for the Avalanche. Bustle of Jonathan Marchessault, Nashville. Systems, Shesterkin for the Rangers. Ian Moore, Young Guns for the Ducks. Goal-oriented, Sam Reinhart, Florida. Ryan Suzuki, Young Guns Canvas, Carolina. Skylar Brindamore, Young Guns for the Hurricanes. Cup Quest, Tage Thompson, Buffalo. Encore Blue, Artem Levushkov, Chicago. Encore of Bedard for Chicago. Sizzle Reel, Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh. Systems, Joseph Wall, Toronto. Elias Pettersson, Young Guns for the Canucks. Portrait of Quinn Hughes, Vancouver. Dazzler's Blue, Adam Fox for the Rangers. Lafreniere canvas for the Rangers. Leon Draisaitl portrait for the Oilers. Encore Zach Werenski, Columbus. Compadres, Ovechkin Wilson for the Capitals. Young Guns, Jack Finley, Tampa Bay. Connor Bedard, Dazzlers Pink for Chicago. Sizzle Reel, Owen Tippett, Philly. Compositions Barzal for the Islanders. Sizzle Reel, Spectrum, Joshua for the Canucks. Kyle Connor canvas for the Jets. Goal-oriented Kaprizov, Minnesota. Encore JT Miller for the Rangers. Evander Kane Bustle for the Oilers. Colton Dock, Young Guns, Chicago. Final pack, box 10. Brady Shea Outburst Silver for Nashville. Systems of Vasilevsky, Tampa Bay. Compositions David Pasternak, Boston. Box 11. Ferrero canvas for the Sharks. Gabe Petto, Young Guns for the Rangers. Goal-oriented Draisaitl for Edmonton. Encore Scheifele for the Jets. Goal-oriented Speckled Reinhardt for Florida. Sizzle Reel Kadri for the Flames. System Stuart Skinner for the Oilers. Yanni Nyman, Young Guns, Seattle. Compositions Robertson for Dallas. Colton Dock, Young Guns canvas for Chicago. Rory Cairns, Young Guns for the Flames. Compositions Austin Matthews, Toronto. Panarin clear cut for the Rangers. Oliver Moore, Encore, Chicago. Compadres, Hughes and Hughes. Jack and Luke for the Devils. Sizzle Reel, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver. Sam Morton, Young Guns for the Flames. Goal-oriented Pettersson for the Canucks. Eklund Dazzlers Blue, San Jose. Lucas Dostal canvas for the Ducks. Cup Quest, Mitch Marner, Toronto. Encore Frank Vetrano for the Ducks. Tyler Bertuzzi Bustle for Chicago. Young Guns Victor Osman, Seattle. Population count 25. Nice hit for Pittsburgh, Sidney Crosby. That's a nice hit. Tracking Systems, Binnington for the Blues. Seth Jarvis portrait, Carolina. Systems Speckled, Markstrom, New Jersey. Montembeau canvas, Montreal. Portrait of Adam Fox for the Rangers. Encore Tays for the Avalanche. McKinnon Sizzle Reel for the Avalanche. Donovan Sabrango, Young Guns, Ottawa. Final pack, box 11. I'm trying my best, Cy. Just trying to get through it. Young Guns Outburst Silver, Matthew Robertson for the Rangers. Systems of Samuel Urson, Philly. Compositions Connor Bedard, Chicago. Box 12. Kevin Hayes, canvas for Pittsburgh. Artem Levushnav, Young Guns, Chicago. Portrait of Josh Morrissey for the Jets. Ovechkin, encore for the Capitals. Compositions, Barzal, speckled for the Islanders. Sizzle Rio, Kirill Marchenko, Columbus. Hey, Sean. Sizzle Rio, Aho for Carolina. Carter Mazur, Young Guns, Detroit. Compositions, Aho, Carolina. Ozzy Weisblatt, Young Guns, canvas. Nashville. Matthew Robertson, Young Guns for the Rangers. Goal-oriented, Jack Eichel, Vegas. Black and white canvas, Ovechkin for the Capitals. Shesterkin, encore for the Rangers. Compadres, Kachuk Barkov, Florida. Sizzle Rio, Matthew Nyes, Toronto. Ozzy Weisblatt, Young Guns, Nashville. Composition, Sean Monahan, Columbus. Dazzlers Blue, Noah Osland, Buffalo. Chris Letang, canvas, Pittsburgh. Cup Quest, Hyman for the Oilers. Encore, Pasternak, Boston. Systems of Mackenzie Blackwood for the Avalanche. Oliver Moore, Young Guns, Chicago. Sizzle Real Gold of Luke Hughes, New Jersey. Bustle Sam Reinhart, Florida. Portrait of Matthew Tkachuk, Florida. System Speckled, Lindgren for the Capitals. Jared McCann, canvas, Seattle. Cup Quest of Carlson for Pittsburgh. Oh no, Sean's on to make fun of me. Sergei Bobrovsky, encore, Florida. Sizzle Real, Wyatt Johnston, Dallas. Cam Lund, Young Guns for the Sharks. Beauregard Outburst Silver for the Islanders. Systems Philip Gustafson, Minnesota. Portrait Linus Ullmark, Ottawa. All right, give me a minute or two. Okay. Put away some base, grab a quick drink, and we'll move on to box 13, second half of this double up. All right, moving on to box 13. I'll start singing. Compadres Speckled Hughes and Hughes, New Jersey. Carter Brady canvas for Florida. Goal-oriented Matthews for Toronto. Chris Letang encore for Pittsburgh. Bustle of Jake Gunsel, Tampa Bay. Skylar Brindamore, Young Guns, Carolina. Outburst Silver, Andrew Kopp, Detroit. Systems of Ilya Sorokin for the Islanders. Compositions, Kopitar, LA. Systems of Bobrovsky for Florida. Carson Dorwart, Young Guns for Philly. Goal-oriented Stamkos, Nashville. Huberdeau canvas for the Flames. Yanni Nyman, Young Guns, Seattle. Compositions, Jake Gunsel for Tampa Bay. Encore Noah Dobson for the Islanders. Composition Speckled Suzuki, Montreal. Bustle of Logan Stankoven, Carolina. Dylan Holloway canvas for the Blues. Luca Cagnoni, Young Guns for the Sharks. Cup Quest of Connor Bedard, Chicago. Young Guns Clear Cut Matthew Wood, Nashville. Encore Alex Tuck, Buffalo. Sizzle Real Alex Ovechkin for the Capitals. Systems for the Ducks, Lucas Dostal. Matthew Robertson, Young Guns for the Rangers. William Eklund Portrait, San Jose. Dazzlers Blue, Chris Letang, Pittsburgh. Shesterkin canvas for the Rangers. Kadri Portrait, Calgary. Mackenzie Weegar encore for the Flames. Compadre Kucherov and Hedman, Tampa Bay. Dalibor Dvorsky, Young Guns for the Blues. I got a Young Guns Deluxe at a 250, Donovan Sabrango. I think I heard he got picked up on waivers today. Sizzle Real, Luke Hughes, New Jersey. Compositions, Tyler Toffoli for the Sharks. Box 14, break 17,905. The Crazy Pretzel canvas of Dylan Cousins for Ottawa. Tim Washy, Young Guns for the Ducks. Goal-oriented William Nylander, Toronto. Mackenzie Blackwood, encore for the Avalanche. Composition Speckled, Pasternak, Boston. Bustle of Kiefer Sherwood for the Canucks. Systems, Peter Kochkov, Carolina. Jakub Skarek, Young Guns for the Islanders. Compositions, Lane Hudson, Montreal. Yeah, we hit one earlier of for Minnesota in the last team buy. I think Gustafsson. Jack Finley, Young Guns canvas for Tampa Bay. Sam Renzel, Young Guns Chicago. Compositions, Forsberg, Nashville. Clear Cut, Minnesota, Matt Boldy. Peter Kochkov, encore, Carolina. Sizzle Real, Sergei Bobrovsky, Florida. Systems of Logan Thompson for the Capitals. Colton Dock, Young Guns, Chicago. Goal-oriented Cole Caulfield, Montreal. Dazzlers Blue, Ivan Demidov, Montreal. Cole Caulfield canvas for the Canadians. Cup Quest Jared McCann, Seattle. Encore of Gabe Petto for the Rangers. Compadres Hellebuck Morrissey for the Jets. Zane Parake, Young Guns for Calgary. Deluxe at a 250, Devin Tays for the Avalanche. Sizzle Reel, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Portrait of Zach Werenski, Columbus. System Speckled, Stuart Skinner for the Oilers. Patrick Laine, canvas, Montreal. Brandon Hagel, portrait for Tampa Bay. Adam Fantilli, encore, Columbus. Lane Hudson, Bustle for Montreal. Rodrigo Abols, Young Guns for Philly. Logan Stanley, Outburst Silver for the Jets. Yaroslav Askarov, Systems for the Sharks. Compositions, Matty Beniers, Seattle. We're on to box 15. Sizzle Reel of McKinnon for the Avalanche. Larkin canvas, Detroit. Portraits of Dalibor Dvorsky for the Blues. Encore Jake Ottinger, Dallas. Sizzle Reel, Leo Carlson for the Ducks. Sam Morton, Young Guns for the Flames. Yakov Trenin, Outburst Silver, Minnesota. Jacob Markstrom, Systems, New Jersey. Compositions, Jack Hughes, New Jersey. Systems of Joseph Wall, Toronto. Riley Duran, Young Guns for Boston. Compositions, David Pasternak, Boston. Barzal canvas for the Islanders. Donovan Sabrango, Young Guns for Ottawa. Goal-oriented, Kaprizov, Minnesota. Encore of Lucas Raymond, Detroit. Portrait Speckled, Dalibor Dvorsky for the Blues. Sizzle Reel of Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh. Elias Pettersson canvas, Vancouver. Nicholas Coco, Young Guns, Seattle. Composition, Suzuki, Montreal. Black and white Young Guns canvas of Nicholas Coco, Seattle. Miro Heiskanen encore for Dallas. Compadres, Laine Slavkovsky, Montreal. Sizzle Reel of Dakota Joshua, Vancouver. Oliver Moore, Young Guns, Chicago. Goal-oriented Kucherov for Tampa. Dazzlers Blue, Brandon Hagel, Tampa Bay. Kel McCarr canvas for the Avalanche. Cup Quest Kaprizov, Minnesota. Encore Vince Dunn, Seattle. Evander Kane, Bustle for the Oilers. Young Guns of Jimmy Snuggerud for the Blues. Final pack, box 15. Dazzlers Pink, Bowen Byram, Buffalo. Systems of Andrei Vasilevsky, Tampa Bay. Alex Ovechkin portrait for the Capitals. Move a stack of base. Move on to box 16. All right, box 16, break 17,905. We got a Bustle Speckled Bertuzzi, Chicago. Ross Colton canvas for the Avalanche. Compositions Kachuk, Florida. Encore Brant Clark, L.A. Compadres, Aho Svechnikov, Carolina. Matthew Wood Young Guns, Nashville. Outburst Silver, Ryan Paling for Philly. Sizzle Real, Mason McTavish for the Ducks. Goal-oriented Raymond, Detroit. Jake Sanderson, canvas for Ottawa. Quinn Hudson, Young Guns for the Oilers. Cup Quest, Timo Meier, New Jersey. Artem Levushnov, Encore, Chicago. Cup Quest Speckle, Kaprizov, Minnesota. Compadres, DeBrincat, Larkin, Detroit. Sizzle Reel of Drysdale over the Oilers. Jack Finley, Young Guns, Tampa Bay. Portrait of Dougie Hamilton, New Jersey. Troy Terry, canvas for the Ducks. Rory Cairns, Young Guns for the Flames. Cup Quest, Jason Robertson, Dallas. Encore Blue, Brant Clark, L.A. Marco Rossi, Encore for Minnesota. Bustle of Matt Boldy, Minnesota. Systems Dustin Wolf, Calgary. Olivier Rodrigue, Young Guns for the Oilers. Matthew Wood, Portrait, Nashville. Dazzlers Blue, Jack Eichel, Vegas. Clayton Keller, canvas for the Utah Mammoth. Oh. Goal-oriented Connor McDavid for the Oilers. Encore Seth Jones for Florida. Sizzle Reel, Kent Johnson, Columbus. Ryan Leonard, Young Guns for the Capitals. Population count 500, Vasilevsky for Tampa. Systems Philip Gubauer, Seattle. Compositions Erik Karlsson, Pittsburgh. Order box 17. Bustle Speckled Kachuk for Ottawa. Sean Couturier canvas for Philly. Cup Quest Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Encore Thatcher Demko, Vancouver. Compadres Toffoli Celebrini for the Sharks. Young Guns Matthew Wood for Nashville. Outburst Silver, Zach Hyman for the Oilers. Sizzle Reel, Philip Forsberg, Nashville. Brant Clark Portrait, L.A. Kirill Marchenko, Canvas, Columbus. Ethan Frank, Young Guns for the Capitals. Adam Fox Portrait for the Rangers. Encore Robert Thomas for the Blues. Cup Quest Speckled DeBrincat, Detroit. Compadres Hughes and Hughes, New Jersey. Sizzle Reel, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver. Ryan Suzuki, Young Guns, Carolina. Connor Bedard, Compositions for Chicago. Petrangelo, Canvas, Vegas. Olivier Rodrigue, Young Guns for the Oilers. Goal-oriented, Marchenko, Columbus. Encore Blue, Zane Parake for Calgary. Evgeny Malkin, Encore for Pittsburgh. Bustle of Brady Tkachuk, Ottawa. Systems, Jeremy Swayman, Boston. Ryan Leonard, Young Guns for the Capitals. Compositions, Robert Thomas for the Blues. Dazzlers Blues, Sebastian Aho, Carolina. Canvas, Sebastian Aho, Carolina. Cup Quest, Adrian Kempe, LA. Encore of Sam Reinhart, Florida. Sizzle Reel, Nathan McKinnon for the Avalanche. Young Guns, Dominic Sheen for Detroit. Deluxe at a 250, Yaroslav Askarov for the Sharks. Samuel Larson, Systems for Philly. Portrait, Wyatt Johnston, Dallas. Box 18. The pile has gotten smaller. Thomas Harley, Canvas for Dallas. Jacob Melanson, Young Guns, Seattle. Cup Quest of Igor Shesterkin for the Rangers. Encore Pavel Zacha, Boston. Goal-oriented, speckled Kucherov for Tampa Bay. Compadres, Matthews, Nylander, Toronto. Sizzle Rio, Arturi Lehkonen for the Avalanche. Jacob Quillen, Young Guns, Toronto. Portrait, Cale Makar for the Avalanche. Olivier Rodrigue, Young Guns, Canvas for the Oilers. Nikita Tolopilo, Young Guns, Vancouver. Draisaitl Portrait for Edmonton. Encore Blue, Dylan Strome for the Capitals. Encore of Cole Caulfield, Montreal. Bustle of Jonathan Marchessault, Nashville. Systems for the Rangers, Igor Shesterkin. Owen Sillinger, Young Guns, Columbus. Compositions, Barzal for the Islanders. Dazzlers Blue, Jared McCann, Seattle. Jacob Slavin, Canvas, Carolina. Compositions, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver. Encore, William Nylander, Toronto. Sizzle Reel, Matthew Tkachuk, Florida. Ivan Demidov, Young Guns, Montreal. Third one in this double case. Dazzlers Pink, Kirill Marchenko, Columbus. Systems, Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Goal-oriented, Sam Reinhart, Florida. Sizzle Reel, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver. Cole Perfetti, Canvas for the Jets. Cup Quest of Tage Thompson, Buffalo. Macklin Celebrini, Encore for the Sharks. Compadres, Ovechkin, Wilson for the Capitals. Dylan Duke, Young Guns, Tampa Bay. Outburst Silver, Chandler Stevenson, Seattle. Sizzle Reel, Owen Tippett, Philly. Portrait, Quinn Hughes for the Canucks. It's going to move some more base, guys. Grab a quick drink, and we'll roll with the final 6 boxes in this double case team buy. Alrighty, guys, moving on. 6 boxes left. Break 17,905. We are on to box 19. Box 19. Good luck. We've got a few beauties in this double case. Demko Canvas, Vancouver. Parker Ford, Young Guns for the Jets. Compositions, Kyle Connor, Winnipeg. Encore, Jordan Kyrou for the Blues. Portrait Speckled, Matt Zuccarello, Minnesota. Sizzle Reel, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Systems of Aiden Hill for Vegas. Jacob Gauthier, Young Guns for Philly. Goal-oriented Braden Point, Tampa Bay. Young Guns Canvas, Vili Koivunen for Pittsburgh. Sam Renzel, Young Guns, Chicago. Cup Quest of Zach Hyman for the Oilers. Black and white canvas, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Encore, Jesper Bratt, New Jersey. Sizzle Reel, Kirill Marchenko, Columbus. Sizzle Reel of Sebastian Aho, Carolina. Noah Ostlund, Young Guns, Buffalo. Portrait of Matthew Tkachuk, Florida. Dazzlers Blue for LA, Adrian Kempe. Sam Reinhart Canvas for Florida. Josh Morrissey Portrait for the Jets. Encore Sebastian Aho, Carolina. Zach Werenski Bustle for Columbus. Carson Dorwart, Young Guns for Philly. Nice hit for the LA Kings, the holotypes of Anse Kopitar. Holotypes for LA, Anse Kopitar. Compadres, McDavid Draisaitl for the Oilers. Composition, Sebastian Aho, Carolina. System Speckled, Swayman for Boston. Joseph Wall, Canvas, Toronto. Goal-oriented, Jack Eichel, Vegas. Encore, Jimmy Snuggerud for the Blues. Mackenzie Blackwood Systems for the Avalanche. Ian Moore, Young Guns for the Ducks. There's about a dozen that are pretty good, Brad, that have potential. Adam Fox, Outburst Silver for the Rangers. Sam Reinhart, Bustle for Florida. Composition, Sean Monahan, Columbus. Box number 20. Double case. Team buy. Stefan Neeson, Canvas, New Jersey. Michael Callahan, Young Guns for Boston. Cup Quest of Alex DeBrincat, Detroit. Hey, doing good, Brad. Hanging in there. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Encore for Buffalo. Composition, Speckled, Jack Hughes, New Jersey. Bustle of Jesper Bratt, New Jersey. Systems, Charlie Lindgren for the Capitals. Cam Lund, Young Guns, San Jose. Zuccarello Portrait, Minnesota. Systems for the Oilers, Stuart Skinner. Zane Parake, Young Guns for Calgary. Seth Jarvis Portrait, Carolina. Young Guns Canvas, Matthew Robertson for the Rangers. We've got a Young Guns checklist. Demidov and Lubishnov. I believe that's one. Yep, so that's one for each team. One will go to Montreal, one will go to Chicago. Mitch Marner Cup Quest for Toronto. Devin Tays clear cut for the Avalanche. Zari Encore for the Flames. Sizzle Reel Nazem Kadri for the Flames. Dazzlers Blue for Ottawa, Tim Stützle. Canvas of Travis Sanheim, Philly. Goal-oriented Leon Draisaitl for the Oilers. Encore of Chris Kreider for the Rangers. Compadres, Eichel Stone, Vegas. Carter Mazur, Young Guns for Detroit. Population count 1,000. Lucas Raymond, Detroit. Sizzle Reel, Cam Fowler for the Blues. Compositions, Jason Robertson, Dallas. Systems, Speckled Urson for Philly. Jack Eichel Canvas for Vegas. Compositions, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Noah Ostlund Encore for Buffalo. Tyler Bertuzzi Bustle for Chicago. Quinn Hudson Young Guns for the Oilers. Cam Lundy Young Guns out for silver for the Sharks. Systems Jordan Binnington for the Blues. Goal-oriented Pettersson Vancouver. Box 21. Break 17,905. Stamkos Canvas for Nashville. Joakim Kamel, Young Guns, Nashville. Portrait of Jonathan Marchessault, Nashville. Dylan Strome Encore for the Capitals. Portrait Speckled Ovechkin for the Capitals. Sizzle Reel Cole Perfetti for the Jets. Systems Cam Talbot, Detroit. Ryan Suzuki, Young Guns, Carolina. Composition Celebrini for the Sharks. Young Guns Canvas, Yanni Nyman, Seattle. Ville Koivunen and Young Guns for Pittsburgh. Goal-oriented Ovechkin for the Capitals. Black and white canvas, Alexis Lafreniere for the Rangers. Timo Meier, Encore, New Jersey. Compadres, Panarin Lafreniere for the Rangers. Sizzle Reel, Connor McDavid for the Oilers. Ozzy Weisblatt, Young Guns for Nashville. Compositions, Makar for the Avalanche. Dazzlers Blue. Frank Vetrano for the Ducks. Will Smith Canvas for the Sharks. Cup Quest Nietzsche's for the Avalanche. Zane Paré Encore Calgary. Owen Tippett Bustle for Philly. Artem Levushnav Young Guns, Chicago. Young Guns exclusive for Detroit. Carter Mazur. 34 out of 100. Carter Mazur for the Red Wings. Systems Darcy Kemper, LA. Portrait Malkin for Pittsburgh. Systems Jordan Binnington for the Blues. Nikita Kucherov Canvas for Tampa. Cup Quest Demko Vancouver. Ivan Demidov Encore Rookie for Montreal. Sizzle Reel Makar for the Avalanche. Mark Catcomb Young Guns for the Islanders. Johnny Brodzinski outburst silver for the Rangers. Systems for the Canucks, Thatcher Demko. Portrait Patrick Laine for Montreal. Gonna move another stack of base. We'll move on to the final 3 boxes. All right, box 22, break 17,905. Almost near the end of this double case team buy. Sizzle Rio Speckled, Kadri for the Flames. Owen Tippett canvas for Philly. Bedard Portrait, Chicago. Encore Nikita Kucherov, Tampa Bay. Sizzle Reel, Sam Reinhart, Florida. Ozzy Weisblatt, Young Guns Outburst Silver for the Predators. Linus Allmark Systems for Ottawa. Noah Ostlund Portrait, Buffalo. Logan Cooley Canvas for Utah. Elias Pettersson Young Guns for the Canucks. Goal-oriented Panarin for the Rangers. Well, the Rangers these days are not so goal-oriented. 3 games, no goals for the start of the season. Oof. Matthew Nyes Encore Toronto. Goal-oriented Speckle Kaprizov Minnesota. Sizzle Reel Brady Tkachuk for Ottawa. Systems Joey Duckhorn, Seattle. Ethan Frank Young Guns for the Capitals. Compositions Larkin, Detroit. Darcy Kemper Canvas for LA. Parker Ford Young Guns for the Jets. Compositions Marco Rossi, Minnesota. Tage Thompson Black and White Canvas for Buffalo. Morgan Riley Encore for Toronto. Compadres Forsberg Yossi, Nashville. Sizzle Reel. David Pasternak, Boston. Young Guns Victor Osman for Seattle. Goal-oriented Tkachuk for Ottawa. Dazzlers Blue for Detroit, Lucas Raymond. Owen Power Canvas for Buffalo. Cup Quest Kyle Connor for the Jets. Encore Mika Zibanejad for the Rangers. Alex Tuckbustle for Buffalo. Gabe Petto, Young Guns for the Rangers. Got a Bustle Red Parallel out of 199, Dylan Holloway for the Blues. Samuel Montembeau, Systems for Montreal. Cider Portrait for Detroit. Box 23, double case team buy, break 17,905. Compadres, Speckled Eichel Stone, Vegas. Nick Foligno Canvas, Chicago. Goal-oriented Jesper Bratt, New Jersey. Encore Philip Forsberg, Nashville. Bustle of Cider for Detroit. Michael Callahan, Young Guns, Boston. Michael Backlund Outburst Silver for the Flames. Sizzle reel, Evan Bouchard for the Oilers. Compositions, Alex Ovechkin for the Capitals. Valerie Nichushkin, canvas for the Avalanche. Jimmy Snugarud, Young Guns for the Blues. Compositions, Keller, Utah. Encore, Andrei Vasilevsky, Tampa. Cup Quest Speckled, Tage Thompson, Buffalo. Bustle of Seth Jarvis, Carolina. Compadres, Makar McKinnon for the Avalanche. Ville Koivunen, Young Guns for Pittsburgh. Goal-oriented McKinnon for the Avalanche. McMichael, canvas for the Capitals. Dylan Duke, Young Guns, Tampa Bay. Cup Quest of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for the Oilers. Nazem Kadri, clear cut for Calgary. Encore, Cale Makar for the Avalanche. Sizzle reel, Luke Evangelista, Nashville. Systems of Elvis Merzlikins, Columbus. Luca Cagnoni, Young Guns for the Sharks. Portrait, Austin Matthews, Toronto. Dazzlers Blue, Cole Caulfield, Montreal. Bennington, canvas for the Blues. Portrait, Tage Thompson, Buffalo. Travis Sanheim, encore for Philly. Sizzle reel, Mason Marchment, Dallas. Owen Sillinger, Young Guns, Columbus. Population count 500, William Eklund for the Sharks. Devin Holloway, Bustle for the Blues. Compositions, Tim Stützle, Ottawa. 24th and final box in this double case team buy of Series 1 on release day. Lowry, canvas for the Jets. Jacob Melanson, Young Guns, Seattle. Cup Quest, William Eklund for the Sharks. Encore, Moritz Seider, Detroit. Portrait, Speckled, Hughes for the Canucks. Matthew Nyes, Bustle for Toronto. Systems of Jake Ottinger, Dallas. Young Guns checklist, Demidov and Levushnov. This one will need to be randomed off at the end. It's our third checklist. Gabe Petto, portrait for the Rangers. Young Guns canvas, Matthew Wood for Nashville. Jacob Gauthier, Young Guns for Philly. Levushnov, portrait for Chicago. Encore Blue, Marco Rossi, Minnesota. Svechnikov, encore for Carolina. Sizzle reel, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Buffalo. Systems, UC Saros, Nashville. Justin Robitaille, Young Guns, Carolina. Compositions, Rasmus Dahlin, Buffalo. Dazzlers Blue for Dallas, Jake Ottinger. Kaprizov and Ovechkin, canvas, Minnesota, Washington. Random at the end. Composition, Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh. Encore for Florida, Alexander Barkov. Sizzle reel, Jared McCann, Seattle. Noah Ostlund, Young Guns, Buffalo. Cup Quest Gold, Timo Meier at a 25 for New Jersey. Kadri, Bustle for Calgary. Goal-oriented, Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh. Sizzle Reel Speckled Fowler for the Blues. Ottinger Canvas for Dallas. Cup Quest EOC for Nashville. Encore UC Sados, Nashville. Leo Carlson Bustle for the Ducks. Dominic Shine, Young Guns, Detroit. Final pack. 17,905. Double case team buy. Philip Hronek Outburst Silver for the Canucks. Sizzle Reel, Jacob Markstrom, New Jersey. Portrait, Dylan Holloway for the Blues. So there you have it, guys. There's our double case team buy. 2 cards to random off, and that will wrap up 17,905. I'd say the bootleg McDavid, the biggest hit coming out of those 2 cases. All right, Montreal, Chicago. Demidov, Levshinov. The Young Guns checklist 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to Chicago. And to wrap it up, canvas checklist. Minnesota, Washington, Kaprizov, and Ovi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to the Capitals. There you have it, guys. Double case team buy. Complete. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's that beauty bootleg again. McDavid bootleg. Beautiful hit. All right, what I'm seeing, guys, team buy number 3 is still a ways away, but team buy 4 is down to 2. So if those 2 teams get sold, that will be next. Random 3 scheduled for 8 o'clock. Thanks, everybody.